I discover ASEA. Welcome to all the guests here. My name is Alissa. I'm a health practitioner here in Australia, and my amazing ability to work with children has gone beyond because of this amazing health technology. So we're so glad to be able to share this with everybody. And we've got some amazing speakers today. We have Stevie, who is an amazing global leader. He's passionate about helping people. He's got amazing knowledge about this technology and what it does to us for our health at a cellular level. And we have got him teaching us today all about what it is and the benefits that it has for our health. So Stevie, over to you to teach us a little bit more about this amazing health technology.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Alissa, and thank you very much for having me here. And you don't only have the amazing opportunity to work with kids and enhance the incredible work that you're doing there. You are an amazing health professional and entrepreneur, and I'm very grateful to be working shoulder to shoulder with you because I know that
Love working.
I love it. Just about every beat of your heart has the ASEA mission in it. So I really appreciate being part of your rhythm, and I'm really grateful that I get to be here with you and everyone. So thank you very much for giving me some of your time. I'm trying to be as quick as possible. I will tell you that nearly 5.5 years ago now, from the moment this information was first handed to me, it's been high priority for me to bring it to everybody's attention. And it's because the information that you're going to see today, the level of importance is incredibly high. The impact that it's having in people's lives is incredibly deep and significant. It is having an impact and making a difference in people's lives. And so I do feel a sincere sense of responsibility to bring this to everyone's attention, to allow everyone to have access to this information, because maybe if it had have gone a different route, you might not have been able to get access to it. But you deserve to know about it. Your loved ones deserve to know about it. I dare say that you know someone, or probably know someone, or at least know someone who knows someone who needs to know about it more than you. And so I would say you would likely hear for somebody else. What I will be sharing with you is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. You know, the discoveries of DNA and penicillin were huge medical discoveries, but medical science experts are saying this breakthrough is the next big one, and it goes even deeper than anything we've all ever seen before. So we'll go over an exciting and entirely new frontier in science that, in fact, for 2 decades, science had declared was impossible. This is a breakthrough with enormous potential, validated and proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory studies. A very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. Any health goals, any health challenges you can think of, remarkable results, but drug companies wanted it shut down. More about that later. Before I tell you what this is, let's get very clear about what this is not. This is not a drug. This is not a vitamin. It's not a mineral. It's not an antioxidant formula. It's also not secret herbs, spices, exotic berries, fancy juices, super shakes, essential oils, magic magnets, alkaline waters, electrolyte waters, laser lights, roots from magical 5,000-year-old trees, CBD oils, lotions, potions, gadgets, or any of all that other stuff. What we'll be talking about is an entirely new frontier in science, a truly groundbreaking, category-creating health care breakthrough. ASEA Redox cell signaling technology contains active redox molecules. What are those? Well, they are the exact same cellular messages that are made natively within your body that affect cell signaling, cell-to-cell communication, and gene expression in a positive way. Basically, helping your cells to be able to detect and protect healthy cells, detect and repair unhealthy cells, detect and replace the cells that are too damaged to be repaired, activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection, and bottom line, keep your cells functioning and healing the way they should. Now, why is this important? Because we are all made entirely of cells. From head to toe, inside out, every single part of you is just cells. And so therefore you live and die at the cellular level. Healthy cells, healthy life. And so your redox biochemistry is foundational to all cellular health and healing. So really foundational to your body's health and ability to be able to heal. So your redox biochemistry is essential, an essential function of normal physiology. In fact, every single system, function, and operation of the body, a whole wide range of biochemical and physiological processes, all critically depend on redox signaling molecules in and among your cells. So in other words, if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making these redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than a few more seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. Now, when we're born, we make an abundance of redox molecules in our bodies. However, with age, stress, diet, toxins, and other environmental assaults, our cells break down and our body's ability to make redox molecules declines daily. As such, our cells can't work as well, can't protect and heal as well. And so our cells break down even further. And so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. ASEA takes science so seriously that they don't do any scientific studies themselves, on themselves. Instead, ASEA is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of redox signaling supplementation, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the redox products, certifying them as safe and effective in every body. So ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translate to health at its most foundational level. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, that help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, that help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, that improves gut health and digestive enzyme production, and that modulates hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. Now, these genes are 5 key, most important genes in the health of every individual and play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Now, additionally, ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Additional studies have proven that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. Head professors of this university study saying one of the most important effects of ASEA on what they call disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. Now, that is significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress, and 95% of all adult conditions are degenerative. Additionally, again, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. It just can't make as much of them anymore like it did when it was younger. So any health goal, whether it be health challenges or whether it be caring for a loved one with health challenges, if you have a wish to look, live, and feel young again, if you have the sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, or if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism, better in your sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results Let's hear what some doctors have to say right now.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has a combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries. But now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies. And this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
So now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. And that's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology, Renew 28, Revitalizing Redox Gel, and Renew Advance Intensive Redox Serum, supported and enhanced by their complementary all natural ingredients products, Renew Advanced Gentle Refining Cleanser and Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. But a picture speaks 1,000 words, so let some of these pictures speak to you. And what you're going to see is more than anti-aging effects. You'll see, in many regards, age-reversing effects. Lines disappearing, wrinkles being ironed out, elasticity coming back to the skin, inflammation, irritations, aggravations. Other signs of poor health to the skin being repaired, being rejuvenated. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions, coming back to the proper surfaces, levels of the skin, going back to the body's blueprint. This is Rosie, and believe it or not, those results, the first two photos on the left-hand side, happened in just 7 weeks. And believe it or not, again, Rosie didn't believe that the products were working. She didn't take any photos. Luckily, her doctor did. And so there's two morals to this story. One would be take photos and write down a record of what's going on with your health inside and out. Photos where possible, of course, on the outside, because that's how you see how it goes. There's been actually several photos that I've shown in this presentation where people had claimed that they didn't think it was working. So keep a record. The other moral of the story is some people notice results right away, like Rosie. However, other people need to apply more product and more patience. What we know scientifically is that redox sealing molecules are redox sealing molecules. They're the same in you as they are in me, as they are in my cat, as they are in the plants outside. Everything that is alive is made up of cells. And where there's more than a couple of cells, there's redox signaling molecules, and they are precisely the same between all living beings. And so we know scientifically from studies on redox signaling molecules and from studies on Allissa's product with redox signaling molecules that they work on every single person, every single time. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Now, this doctor here decided to do a scientific experiment on his very own face and use Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Spot the difference if you can. I'll give you some clues along the way. Have a look at the lines running down each corner of the mouth, or the lines running down either side of the nose, or the bagginess, puffiness, maybe sagginess, maybe more lines prevalent on one cheek as opposed to the other. Here's the biggest spot the difference of all. Have a look at the side of the face the glasses are slanting to, maybe suggesting more droopiness on one side as opposed to the other that's got some more lift. And I really thank this doctor, Dr. Marty Moran is his name, for walking around like a weirdo just to prove to us all where redox works versus where you don't put it and it can't work. So it's not just for your face, inside of a lady's arm, back of hand, bellies, and bums. This was photos taken of a scientific trial that was done in a very large dermatological institute. There were lots of reports coming in all over the world about people using Renew 28 in areas where they had cellulite and it was disappearing. And so this laboratory did a study, and they found after 12 weeks that the appearance of the cellulite was in fact reducing. And so when they went to find out why, they did ultrasounds, and they found that the fat, the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite, was actually being dissolved. It is a historical truth. All the way through history, you can see clearly that with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And the greater the breakthrough, the greater the opportunity has been. And what someone is sharing with you right now is the greatest health and life science breakthrough. In fact, I've heard doctors not just say of our lifetime, but even probably for many lifetimes to come. You see, Alissa is based in Nobel Prize winning research. And since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in '98 for their first discovery of redox sealing molecules in the body, there have now been multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to PubMed.gov and you typed in redox signaling in the search bar there, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, by the way, you would see well over 30,000 results. It's a very difficult slide for me to keep up with. It's already out of date. There's more than 150 studies coming out almost every single month. More than 1,500 medical textbooks have been published on redox sealing molecules, and they have their own medical health journal. According to medical researchers, medical experts, redox signaling is one of the, if not the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. Because there are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and world redox congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with just one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and a title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. So the race really is on with the medical and pharmaceutical industries to understand the complex paths and functions of these redox-sealing molecules, and to earn recognition for their discoveries and to create drugs for specific health conditions. However, they face a very long and very slow process, while ASEA is already light years ahead for two simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades, no one other than one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, atomic medical physicist, has been able to figure out how to create and how to stabilize redox-sealing molecules outside of the body. For the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was impossible. And two, ASEA is heavily patented. Without copycats, without competition, no one in the world has what ASEA has. No one in the world can do what ASEA does. No one. And so ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors, healthcare wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries, and redox works on every body. Nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox. Redox can't hurt anybody. Everybody needs redox. Life-changing, life-bettering, life-giving back results are occurring with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people around the world. And ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from. ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. And so our mission at ASEA is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We want to help a lot of people. We can't do that on our own. And so we look for people to help spread the word. And ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money, commissions, just by sharing redox with others. So you receive a residual income, not only from the first purchase, but also from every single ongoing purchase made by everyone you refer to ASEA. ASEA also pays you money. You receive a residual income from every single ongoing purchase made by every single person they and others also refer. And we all do this already. Just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, or whatever, people naturally tell people who naturally tell other people who then tell even more people. Word of mouth marketing is the oldest, the most ancient, and still the best and most strongest form of marketing in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is in today's age. Word spreads worldwide and quickly. And ASEA is currently in 35 countries and opening up new markets almost every single year. Based on the existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed more than $500 million in the next 5 years. So for people who are looking for an extra, part-time, full-time, I just want more time, big time, or a legacy leaving income for loved ones. For business-minded people, this is a very real opportunity to be paid a very significant residual income from the growth of this global expansion. But really, there's nothing better than making a living than from bettering people's lives. That's exactly what you get to do and be a part of with ASEA. You get to join forces with others who are also being a force for good in the world. At the end of the day, the truth is who you become and what you do is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make you. However, not only can you make great money, you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world and have a really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences, and a great lifestyle. So why aren't you hearing about this from your doctor? And maybe you are. because there are now hundreds of doctors all over the world now recommending Redox to their patients and seeing unprecedented results. But big pharmaceutical companies, after seeing tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies proving ASEA, did offer to pay huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. However, they wanted ASEA to shut down and to take everyone off Redox for the money. Thankfully, on the other hand, the founders of ASEA, Virtus Norden and son Tyler Norden, said no to the payout and yes to the people. Because after Virtus and Tyler saw people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless to now experiencing life-changing power from Redox sealing molecules. Well, Virtus and Tyler were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so what had started as a big business play had now become something else, and an important and purposeful mission. The ASEA founders, Virtus and Tyler, turned down that huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route rather than the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available to you and everyone without a prescription. And so as demonstrated in this first and very important decision, ASEA always puts people and principles before ego and economics. I mean, the founders of ASEA and their corporate team come from Fortune 500 companies and even greater. That's their background. And so they are exceptionally experienced in running big and profitable businesses, but they pride themselves on never doing it at the cost of people. So you are in good hands. So get back with the person who shared this with you. Don't worry what the time is. By the time we finish up, they'll be glad to hear from you. Let them know that you were here. Let them know what you saw. Let them know what you liked best. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point you to where you can find the answers. There's plenty of university studies, but most important of all, hundreds of thousands of people and their real life Redox experiences changing lives for you to see ASEA is the real deal. We truly want to help you. So at the very least, I hope you'll become part of this Redox reality and live better, healthier, younger, stronger, longer. But one of ASEA's guiding principles is to become more, because it's really what you become that determines what you can overcome, that ultimately determines your income in life. So if you want a better life, income, lifestyle, if you also pass this information on for many, many others, you can better the lives of many, many others. And as a byproduct of that, your life will become even better. If you decide to become part of being a force for good in the world with ASEA, your life will be filled with more good. And so thank you very much for sharing your time with me. May you always be happy. May you always be well. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. Thank you very much, Alissa.
Thanks, Stevie. I love your presentation. Redox signaling molecules can be so complicated if you want to make them complicated from a biochemical point of view, but Stevie created things so simply. So thank you so much for sharing that. What we'd like to do now is, now that we've known or learned a little bit about the actual science and what a redox signaling molecule is, we'd love to share with you an amazing story by none other than Dan Doyle. He's a global authority in ASEA. He has shared his story and the redox technology with thousands and thousands of people, and as a result has changed thousands of lives. So Dan, we would love to hear your story of how this technology has totally changed and transformed your life.
Hey, Alissa, thank you so much. Thanks for the introduction. And it's amazing, you know, as much as I've heard so many of these presentations and just listening to Stevie's then after nearly 6 years being involved in what we have, I still got goosebumps. You know, it's just absolutely amazing knowing what we have.
we have something very special. I still pinch myself every day. I know that in my clinic, I can give hope back to some of my clients and my family and my friends that have not had any hope because of lots of different health challenges. And to know that I can be so confident and say, I've got something 100% I know is going to help your body to heal. It's just unheard of.
Yeah, no, it's amazing knowing what we have and what it can do and how it can help people. And that's what we do. We help people and help people to help people. That's all we do, and everything else just happens.
Absolutely. So let's hear your story, Dan.
All righty. Well, my story is one of many. Very high impactful story. I'm going to take myself off video so I don't distract probably myself, not just everybody else. But I'm going to go through my story, and that's what this is all about. As I said, helping people, which somebody did to me. They helped me, for me, and they introduced me to this incredible breakthrough. And the thing I love about this is that we just share information. Stevie just shared some incredible information with you. Alyssa's doing the same with what she does. And we just tell people what this is all about. And the great thing is we don't have to sell anything to anybody or convince anybody of anything here. It's literally just sharing information. And I can tell you, if somebody didn't share this information with me, you wouldn't be hearing from me right now, because I got into a terrible situation where I totally lost my health. I had my own beliefs in various things, and I was a very stubborn person, but you're going to hear that story very soon. I can say that there are many, many, many stories right now. So many people out there can benefit from what we have because it's not discriminative to what it can actually do. We've got the molecules that signal the body to heal itself. It cuts to the chase. It can, the reason why people get sick in the first place and the reason why they lose their health is their own lack of production of Redox didn't get to the damage. The reason why they can't get on top of their health or get their health back is because of a lack of Redox. And it's as simple as that. Don't get me wrong, we need good nutrition. We need to put the right material in the body, but without these molecules, as Stevie said, critical and crucial to life. They keep our cells working at optimal level. So without further ado, just want to reiterate that these products are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition, but we have something pretty spectacular in these amazing little molecules. Now, I'll go back to growing up in Sydney, Australia, based here in Honolulu, in Hawaii now, and I used to distract myself through playing sports from school, which I didn't like to go to, and homework was a chore, which I used to get away with, and played many of sports, including this last one I did, bodybuilding. And back when I was in my early 20s, as a matter of fact, I started picking up weights when I was 13 years old, but started competing in my late teens and early 20s. And this is my mid-20s at the age of 24, where I was just about to finish my bodybuilding career. I only had one more competition after this. And I don't like to talk about that because I came second, and there ain't no second prizes. So this was my life back then. And for many, many years, I built and sold traditional businesses from back then, back here in the health and fitness industry, through to many, many different industries, and ending up with several businesses at the age 44 years old, which is this photo here. Not a bodybuilder anymore, but used to go to the gym every single morning, looking after my health, doing cardiovascular work, wanting to be the best version of a 50-year-old I could be when I got there in 6 years' time from this photo. And fortunately, I was in this condition, and if I wasn't, if I had a little bit of weight on me and I was out of shape, I probably wouldn't have found a little lump underneath my left rib. And that little lump was a major issue. Actually, it was two major issues. And 6 months later, in May 2011, the doctors gave me some very bad news. And there's a photo of me here with no hair from the top of my head to my toes as I was visiting a hospital in Sydney on a very regular basis. And what they put me through, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. And this is a friend of mine who also did have a major health challenge, but his one was what they would consider to be the good one. I had two of the bad ones. He was only 21 in this photo. He'd been through all the hospital visits that I was starting in this photo. Unfortunately, after this photo was taken, his came back. He went straight back into hospital. He started going through all those terrible things where he lost all his hair again and everything they did to him. And unfortunately, he passed it by the age of 23. So we lost him at 23 years old. So very, very serious what we were going through. At the end of my 2.5 years of those hospital visits, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. I was quite angry with that, believing in traditional business and my doctors to do the right thing, to do the job, to do what they were professionals at. But unfortunately, my health was still going to head in the wrong direction. I made a decision at that point to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands, and I did some research. And I started on an alkaline diet. Now, apparently what I had couldn't survive, couldn't live, was going to be suffocated in an alkaline environment in my body. So I started on a very clean diet, just deep sea fish, vegetables, salads, alkaline water. Spent a lot of money on nutritional products from companies from around the world, from network marketing companies as a customer, which was very hard for me to do because I didn't believe in the network marketing business model. And a person who came from traditional business who doesn't believe in that business model, people like us automatically assume that their products aren't going to be good because the business model isn't good. But I did buy products from Zengo and from Isogenics and Kangen Water, Life Vantage, Max products. I was on all these products from all these different companies from all around the world and on a very clean diet. And this is the result after 2 years. Ask yourself the question, how do I look? How do you think I look? Well, I can tell you my health was still heading in the wrong direction. Everything that I was doing, all my research that I did, everything that I tried to do was not working. Blood works were still heading in the wrong direction. I was still in a lot of trouble with my health. This photo was taken in October 2014 when a friend of mine reached out to me, Bart and Melissa Cotter, who introduced me to ASEA. Just want to congratulate them today too for achieving Ambassador Diamond in ASEA, which is a great achievement. And they introduced me to ASEA, and long story short, I flew to Salt Lake City. I started on the product. And in 3 hours, I was going through a major detox. In 12 hours, a 20-year stomach problem had gone away. And all the lung damage I received from everything they did to me in that hospital, where I was having trouble breathing and talking at the same time, within 48 to 72 hours, my lungs were functioning perfect. I went back to Australia. I kept drinking this product. And the unfortunate thing was I came from being a very successful traditional businessman to losing everything when I lost my health. And I could only afford 1 bottle of ASEA per week, knowing I probably needed at least 1 bottle per day with the problems that I had. When I lost everything, when I lost my health financially, we were living in a van. We almost went to the Salvation Army for food stamps. We were doing it really, really tough. So 1 bottle a week was all I could afford, the maintenance amount for somebody who was 100% healthy. And I kept getting good results though. Every 3 months I went back to the doctors. I had my blood works done. Those blood works were improving. And halfway through 2015, 8 months after this photo, fortunately, because there was a business model behind ASEA, it was a network marketing company, I started sharing the gift of ASEA with other people, passing the gift to people, and people were accepting that gift, and people were taking that gift, and people were getting results with the gift. So the company started sending me thank you checks, and I invested those thank you checks back into my health. And 6 months after I increased the amount of product I was taking, because those thank you checks was, as I said, reinvested into my health, I got some incredible results from my doctors. And this photo was just over 1 year after I was on the product, where the doctors told me on this day there was no sign of those 2 major health challenges that I had. Not only they had gone, but multiple injuries from playing sports, which are turning into that crippling thing as people get older, they had gone away. 20 years of pollen problems where I'd sneeze, my nose would run all day. I had a mass on my left wrist, which was debilitating for 20 years in itself. My whole body was rebuilt by the end of 2015, just over 12 months on the product. That was my journey back to health. Now, fast forward another 2 years and you see the anti-aging side of the product. And I'd just like to skip back with these photos and show you that what you can see on the outside is a reflection of what was still happening on the inside with this photo. this photo, as much as I looked a lot better a year later, it's still a reflection of what was happening on the inside. And then obviously 3 years on the product, you can see the complexion of my skin and the youthfulness and looking younger as time went on, and definitely feeling a lot younger. This is a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. Going to stop sharing. I'll come back to celebrity squares with you guys. And, you know, we've got this incredible breakthrough that not only has helped a lot of people and can help a lot of people, but we've got a company that ticks every single box. Got a company whose founders came from running big companies. They're strategic business planning experts. You've got the incredible breakthrough in ASEA and their products, their technology. We've got the most generous, lucrative compensation plan in the world as far as our industry is concerned. We've got a company with their ethos that they run this company by, their principles, values, integrity, their intention to get this to every single person that they can on the planet. We've got a business that ticks every single box, and we just lead with this incredible breakthrough product. We help people, and as I said, help people, and everything else happens. Living in the van, going back just a few short years ago, and struggling to pay for food. The lifestyle we have now, living here in Hawaii, traveling the world, doing what we want when we want, is something that I could have never dreamed of. I could have never imagined that we would be in this situation due to the fact that I lost my health in the first place, and I believe that I was struck down with what I was struck down with intentionally, and I believe I was led to this incredible product to be able to share it with so many people and help a lot of people around the world. It is a compelling opportunity. For many years, I tried to leave my legacy through traditional business. I have never been able to achieve that. Through ASEA, through this business model, this vehicle that can take people back to their health, this vehicle that can take people to anywhere they want to go financially, I've been able to do that, achieve that, and continue to do so. Alissa, Stevie, Bodji, I can see so many people on this call that want to do the same, leave their legacy to the world. We've got an incredible vehicle that can do that. So I don't see that we will come across anything more compelling than what we have. And, you know, it's, we say it rolls downhill, and it's definitely come from the founders of this company with their intention to do the right thing. And fortunately, this ethos that we stand by, we run our businesses with, we lead with, and make sure that also the right people come on board with the right intention. And with that, I'm going to hand back to Alissa to make some closing comments, and then we can open up with Q&A.
Thanks, Dan. What an amazing story. Every time I hear it, I think I've heard your story 100 times, and there's always something new about it. I don't know why, but there always is. So thanks, Dan, for sharing your story and for your passion in particular, and yours too, Stevie, on actually sharing this to change people's lives. Like, we really are changing people's lives. It's amazing. So thank you guys for your dedication and your consistency on making sure that people's health is improved. Make sure, guys, that if you are interested in learning more about Redox and how this can change your life or your friends and family's life, please go back to the person that invited you to come along and learn today, and they'll be able to teach you exactly how to share it and how to gain your Redox molecules yourself. So I just thought I'd open it up. We've got 10 more minutes. Dan and Stevie, if you guys wanted to help answer any questions that people may have, either about the technology or about the business. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask some questions.
Or you can type up your questions in the chat box. You can do that as well if you don't want to unmute yourself and ask.